Hi, Jonathan Carbutti here, and welcome back to our video blog where we bring you relevant information to make informed decisions in the marketplace. And today I've invited Frank Apuzzo with Ferguson and McGuire Insurance, and I wanted to have Frank kind of talk about some of the things to look out for and some of the right questions to ask when you are searching for homeowners insurance, especially as a new first-time home buyer. Frank, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me, John. I appreciate it.
Listen, so, I'm a first-time home buyer in the marketplace, and obviously there's, you could go on Google and you could search for different insurance policies and different places to go. And, what are probably some of the first things that a first-time home buyer should be asking, or what are some of the questions that a first-time home buyer should be asking when they're interviewing an insurance professional?
Well, personally, I feel that you should find a local agent or broker within your area that has options to multiple carriers, and that's very experienced in the personal lines and homeowners insurance, and make sure that you're being covered by a reputable A-rated company or insurance company. You want to make sure that if you do have a claim, then the company is going to pay.
Okay. So when you're talking about A-rated, maybe you could elaborate on that.
There's a rating company called AM Best, and they rate all the insurance companies based on their financial status, on how they're financially rated to pay claims. So they use that rating system to rate the insurance companies on their reputation with finances.
Okay, so Frank, look, I'm a first-time home buyer. I just applied for my mortgage. I got my mortgage. I got my mortgage commitment, and now they tell me. My mortgage company tells me, go get an insurance policy. What's the first? What should I be looking for?
Well, that's good. My office receives a lot of phone calls for insurance, and a lot of times what we hear is somebody calls. First-time home buyers will say, my mortgage broker said I need hazard insurance. Well, hazard insurance is just to cover the structure of the insurance. So if you went for hazard insurance, you're just getting basic coverage for the structure that would cover the mortgage company in the event of a loss. It would pay the mortgage. So most agents will field the phone call and go through a questionnaire to make sure that they've properly gone over the property. So they'll ask you about the year the house was built. If it's an older property, they'll ask you if there's any upgrades done to the property. You're going to want to see if the roof has been repaired or replaced within the past 20 years.
Makes
They're
a lot of
looking
sense.
for that. They want to make sure that the wiring is up to date and that you have actual circuit breakers. Normally 100 amp service is approved. They don't want anything with knob and tube or older electrical wiring. And they want to see that your HVAC or your heating and ventilation is up to date or has been serviced.
Okay, awesome. I think some of the questions that I get from first-time home buyers is, when you're shopping for insurance, does your credit matter?
Oh, it absolutely makes a big difference. The better your credit, the better your rate. There are also a few other ways to get your rate down by maybe multi-lining a policy if you have your home and auto with the same company.
Okay.
Or some companies will give you a discount if you have like life insurance with that company as well.
Okay.
So those are some ways where rates are affected.
Very interesting. I think a lot of our viewers watching this video won't realize that credit actually matters when you're shopping for insurance, just the way credit matters when you're applying for a mortgage. So, Frank, what are some of the hurdles that first-time home buyers experience, or some of the challenges that they experience when they're shopping for homeowners insurance?
Well, one of the biggest questions that I get, John, are that why do I have to pay for my homeowner's insurance in full?
That's
The
right.
reason for that is that the insurance companies don't care who's paying or how it's paid. They just want to make sure that it is paid in a timely fashion. But the mortgage companies want that paid in full because they will escrow the next year's premium in your account. So it needs to be paid in full because you have a mortgage.
Makes a lot of sense. And I get that all the time with the first-time home buyers, because they often will say, hey, wait a minute, if I'm paying for my whole year's premium in advance, why am I paying another $105 a month for insurance? And they don't realize that they're paying in advance for that whole year, and then after 1 year, it's going to be renewed for them, and they'll have those payments in escrow. I want to ask you one more question. What are some of the advantages of having a local insurance agent versus using some of these online insurance agencies?
Well, I think the greatest advantage is by having a local agent. I personally go out and inspect every property before I insure it. to make sure that first it's an insurable property, but to see if there's any outstanding hazards that if we did issue that policy, you don't get a surprise in 30 days or 60 days that the insurance companies finds you not a suitable risk. And then we're scrambling to try to find you coverage afterwards. So that's the advantage of having a local agent.
It makes a lot of sense. So you're not just getting some cancellation notice
Right.
45 days or 30 days after you've paid for a premium up front for the year.
Correct.
Yeah, that's happened to some of my clients in the past. Well, I just want to thank Frank for being here today and answering some of our questions about insurance, and I thought it was very helpful. And I'm actually going to put Frank's contact information at the end of this video at the bottom of the screen, and I'm going to put his personal cell phone. Frank's like me. When you reach out to him, he'll pick up the phone, and if you don't get him, he'll always get back to you. And listen, you all know how to find me. You know my numbers at the bottom of the screen. You know you could always reach out to me, and I'll always get back to you. And thanks for watching our video today.